Alright, Shredder, it's officially Rocktober, so that means I've got to give you something spooky. I figured what better song to teach than Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. Years ago, before I even knew who Manson was, I first heard this song in the movie House on Haunted Hill. I was mesmerized by the harrowing sound of a song I originally knew to be more upbeat, that being the version by Eurythmics. Much of that bone-chilling audio sensation I had initially experienced had a lot to do with that guitar part. I'm excited to show you how to play this haunting tune so that way you can give yourself or anyone else you perform it for that same spine-chilling feeling. I'm going to set you up for success by giving you an overview of the song, which includes a run through my tone setup, and I'm going to walk you through step by step how to play the verse and the chorus riff. So grab your axe and let's get ready to rock. First, I'm going to briefly go over my setup to show you how I'm getting the sound that I'm getting. I've got my guitar plugged into my interface, which is then plugged into my computer. And I've got studio monitors serving as amplifier speakers. Through my digital audio workstation, which is basically my music production software, I'm using Reaper. And on that, I have a program called Amplitude. And this is where I'm using an amp simulator or an amp sim, which is basically a digital representation of a physical amplifier. And as you can see, it looks very much like what you would have in a physical setup. So I've got a pedal board, if you even want to call it that, which includes a noise gate and a compressor. And next in the chain, I've got an amp, which is the SLD 100, which basically mimics that famous Soldano amplifier. And then lastly, I've got the 4x12 Metal T1 cabinet simulator. Now, if you're interested in checking out these digital amp sims, you should totally grab my free Elite Tones cheat sheet, because it includes a list of my favorite free amp sims, and it has the direct links to there all in one place. This cheat sheet is also really helpful if you're somebody who feels lost and doesn't know how to dial in those killer tones you're searching for, because it gives you my best tips on how exactly to find them. It even gives you some really cutting edge tips on how to make those digital amp sims I was telling you about sound like authentic physical amplifiers. All you gotta do is click the link in the description or go to zachshawguitar.com and you could grab this awesome free resource. So to play this song, you're gonna need to know that it's in E standard tuning, so you won't have to worry about messing around with the tuning posts of your headstock if you've already got it in E standard. Otherwise, if you're not in standard tuning, you're just gonna have to tough it out and go back to that traditional way of practice. This song is also in the key of C minor, and it mainly relies on the C minor scale. It also draws a little bit from some of the other modes, but if you want to learn more about the music theory that goes into this song and what makes it sound the way it does, you should totally check out an older video I made where I give this song a total music theory breakdown. So this song is in pretty much a steady eighth note type of pattern. So you can either play all downstrokes, or if you want to work on your alternate picking, you can incorporate that when you play it. So what you're going to want to do first to play that main riff that opens up the song is you're going to want to play the 3rd fret of the A string 2 times, reach for the 5th fret of the D string, and then go back up to the 3rd fret of the A string. Notice how I'm letting that 3rd fret of the A string ring out as I hit the 5th fret of the D string. From there, you're going to want to hit fret 6 of the D string, but you don't want to hold it because that's not really how it's heard in the original recording. So you're going to want to hit that note and then release your pinky. before going back to the 3rd fret of the A string one more time. Then you're going to play fret 5 of the D string and then fret 3 of the A string. So here's what we've got so far. From here, we're going to jump up to the 4th fret of the low E string, hit that note twice, then go down to fret 6 of the A string, and when we hit that note, we're going to slide up to fret 8 of that same string. From there, we're going to wrap up the riff by playing fret 3 of the low E string twice, and then hit fret 5 of the A string, and then slide up to fret 6 of that same string. So here's what we've got from the top. So that whole riff repeats until we get to the instrumental chorus of the song, where we start playing some power chords. The first power chord is going to be an A flat power chord, and we're going to play that by hitting the 4th fret of the low E string, followed by fret 6 of the A and D strings. Now, when we're playing that with the chorus, we're going to play that for 3 groups of 4/8 notes, and then we're going to play it for 1 more 8th note before going to a different power chord. And that's just sliding down 1 fret to the G power chord, and we're going to play that for 3/8 notes. So, I just threw a lot at you. Here's what that's going to sound like in slow motion. Then we're going to keep pretty much that same position on that G power chord, but we're going to drop everything down 1 set of strings. So now we'll be playing the 3rd fret of the A string, followed by fret 5 of the D and G strings. And we're going to hit that for 8 8th notes, or 2 groups of 4/8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to go back up to that A flat power chord on the 4th fret of the low E string, followed by fret 6 of the A and D strings. But we're given a little curveball in this. We're going to play 1 group of 4/8 notes with that same chord. Then we're going to play another group of 4/8 notes, but we're only going to hit this A flat power chord for 3 of them before briefly sliding to that G power chord down a 1/2 step or 1 fret, and then continuing back to that A flat power chord for 2 groups of 4/8 notes. So here's what that sounds like slowly. Lastly, we're going to finish this off with 2 groups of 4/8 notes on that G power chord on the 3rd fret of the low E string, followed by fret 5 of the A and D string. Again, we're going to play that for 2 groups of 4/8 notes. Here's the whole chorus slowly. Now that you've learned both main riffs of the song, it's time to practice and commit it to memory. Fortunately, if you already play an E standard tuning, you won't have to worry about adjusting the tuning to any other weird type of situation because the song itself is in E standard. Stick in and stay consistent with locking this song down so that way you'll have a haunting, spooky tune to play whenever the moment calls for it. And if you want to make sure you give this song the justice it deserves, set yourself up with some high quality amp sounds by downloading my free Elite Tones cheat sheet if you have not done so already. It gives you the power to customize killer tones to your liking by giving you my best tips on how to do so. It also shows you how to make digital amp simulators sound like authentic physical amplifiers. It even gives you direct links to some of my favorite free amp sims. So again, just click the link in the description or go to ZachSharGuitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach with Zach Shar Guitar. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.